King's Dream Live podcast where creatives, entrepreneurs come to get inspired, empowered, all that good stuff. I'm here with a good friend of mine, Mr. Murs.
How are you doing, man? How come
316.
Can I have the energy drink?
You want the energy drink? I got you, sir.
Get that.
Boom.
Sparkling grapefruit ginger. All right. Hello.
I feel like I've gotten you that before and you haven't finished it.
I don't know if I've actually like enjoyed these.
Yeah.
But I don't use these because this is just lifted. I gotta have mighty. I go mighty.
Anyway, hey man, so you've done just about everything there is to do. I feel like almost in hip hop.
Yeah.
You got your start, independent LA underground, solo artist first, or part of the Living Legends first?
No, man. I was way back, man. I started with Cookbook. Okay.
Cookbook?
Yeah, I started with Cookbook.
Wow.
I mean, I started before that. I recorded my first song when I was 14.
Okay.
And on 4-track, and then my first song that people know me for is a song called Sunspray, which I did was 15 at Mike Caron's house, who's currently the president of Atlantic Records.
I met Mike Caron.
Yeah.
Yeah, I met Mike Caron like a year ago.
Yeah, so I did my first song at his house. We had a sleepover and shit like that. Apparently, a friend of mine stole some CDs in the house. I didn't snitch on my friend, so I was excommunicated from his life. Too bad for me, right? He sells millions of records. I think I'm doing just fine. He's doing well for himself. But that's where I started. And
now, when did the crew come apart?
So I had a crew first called Sons of Nishak,
okay,
which was me, Eli Scarab, my homegirl, DJ Oh My, and my homeboy DJ Sage, who is now Jesse Shatkin, who produced Chandelier for Sia.
But groups is fun because it's just less work, right? Like you ain't gotta.
I never looked at it like that. I write.
You only gotta write one rap instead of.
I just don't
three.
I don't like being the center of attention. I like writing a song. I love writing. I just don't like to be the center of attention. Like I'm not a star. Like I don't like being a star. Like Eli was a star. Like, I would be the guy that was begging the principal to get us to be able to rap at lunchtime during the pep rally, and then I would be the guy that didn't want to rap.
You were that guy.
I just wanted to do the politics to make sure hip hop was represented and it wasn't all G-funk at all of our pep rallies. So so I always stayed in a group because I did not like to be around talented people. Like Eli was, to me, is one of the best. At 16 years old, he was one of the best rappers in the world.
You said something that you said initially you didn't want to be the star, you wanted to be the guy behind the scenes politicking and make sure that cool stuff happened. Yeah, and that's kind of been, I feel like, a unique fingerprint of yours on the West Coast.
Yeah.
By design, I think, without talking over all the accolades and all the things you've been a part of, what advice do you have to young guys starting out who are creative, but they're not sure how to navigate this new terrain we're in with streaming, slowly starting to penetrate the market. Album sales are down, streams are up. There's not a whole lot of money in the conversion of music. Like, what advice from your vantage point do you have for this next generation of artists that maybe aren't even doing shows yet? They're literally just hoping to get a song on SoundCloud.
Man, you have to do something new, man. Know yourself, know what you're getting into it for. I think there's universal truths. No matter what changes, I'll tell you, there's nothing new under the sun. Basic thing I tell people, the broad thing I tell people is do what you love. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. As long as you're having fun, then you know what I mean. Like you're doing what you're doing love. If there's a choice for you to do something else, then do something else.
Really?
Yeah, this is not a way to, and I've discouraged people from rapping. I felt really bad later. I had a friend that was a really talented rapper, and he didn't rap, but he's like, I don't know, I just don't know what to choose. I was like, if it's a choice, then it's not what you're supposed to be doing. If you're making a choice, it's not what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, you're gonna save a lot of marriages and a lot of
if it's a choice. If it's a choice, bro, don't do it And then if you want to make money, then don't do it, because the music business is not a business. It's full of inconsiderate, egotistical scumbags. Musicians, and especially rappers, are some of the worst human beings, if not the worst human beings on the planet, that aren't murdering children and raping women and sex trafficking. Those are the worst humans. However, and when it comes to capitalism, you can't get worse than someone who wants to be a spotlight, who wants to write his own lyrics, who wants to do his own beats, and then wants to own everything. Like, and then using in the music, talking about how great he is. Like, people don't realize, like, that's not what music is for. Like, it's only rap that made music about bragging about yourself.
Yeah, hip hop is the kind of the only genre that does that, right?
It's the worst. It's the least artistic. It's the worst. It's the art form I love.
Yeah. So how have you distinguished yourself to position yourself to make money?
Well, I think growing up, I come from a long line of entrepreneurs on both sides of my family. My dad's side more illegal. My mother's side very much legal. Neither college educated. Just hardworking, hustling people, both sides. Because it takes hard work to be in the streets, and it takes hard work to be an entrepreneur, legit. So my mom always thought that I was gonna be broke. She told me I was gonna be broke. A lot of my family thought I was gonna be broke, gay, and on drugs because I was into music. Because that happened to some other.
How did the gay
things because it was the truth for some of my other family.
We're just gonna throw every artistic cliche at you possible.
And they discouraged me.
Yeah.
And so I think that hurt me artistically, but helped me.
You had a chip on your shoulder.
Yeah. So it wasn't like a lot of people's chip on their shoulder is, if you talk to any other black rapper, it's, "Hi, Daddy, I missed you.
Yep.
I love you. Look at my gold chain. Look at me, America. Look at me."
Yeah.
My thing was like, I have to get bread. I have to show my family that, and my family's not a type of family that's not about stunning. And also, my family takes care of themselves. My mother's whole thing was, and thank God, it was always, as long as you're taken care of, you don't have to buy me. It wasn't like, I gotta buy my mama a house. I gotta get my mama out the hood. My mom busted her ass, so I didn't have to. So to me, if you have that type of motivation, that chip on your shoulder, financially, and I had people to look at and be inspired by that were entrepreneurial in my life.
Can you teach a creative how to be entrepreneurial?
I don't think so.
Really?
Yeah, no.
See, I believe the opposite. I believe you can't teach a entrepreneur to be creative, but you could teach a creative to be entrepreneurial.
I think they're both art.
True, but I think learning business and numbers and marketing, if you're already creative, is easier than if you're not creative. Trying to tell somebody how to a cadence or a pattern in the flow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it might be easy. I think it's easier to have the formula, but like the whole thing is like being able to apply it, because you can get somebody that raps on beat and it just sounds stiff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'd be like, I don't know if you've ever met anyone or you've worked with children with special needs, children with autism.
Yeah.
When you have to go over with them, like, ask this person how their day was.
Right.
And they go, "How was your day?"
Right.
They don't feel it. You know what I mean? I think people make business a cold thing, but they're not going to come. Like, you can teach them numbers, but they're not going to create paid dues. They're not going to be able to say, "Hey, I need to sign John, and I need to do this, and I need to do that." Like, they'll be able to keep their books, pay their bills on time, and maybe be responsible. Like, I should make this, but they're not going to do anything great with business. Like, it's kind of hard to do.
Can they be good, though?
Yeah, they could be. Anybody could be good. Like, you could. I think I'm a good rapper. You know, like, but to be great is, you know, to follow your calling. And some people are both. Like, I don't think it's all black and white.
Yeah. Because there is more nuance to it. There's so many variables that are just intangibles.
Yeah.
So I think I'm looking to encourage, what are the variables they can control. First thing you said is love what you do. Don't do it for money. You know.
Yeah, there's a lot better things you could do for money.
If you're trying to do music for money, you shouldn't do it.
Yeah, it's like being beachcombers.
Yeah.
With the little thing and like, that's like, do that for money. Like, that's
you know what the guy's looking for?
Yeah. That's the same thing. Talking about you want to rap for money.
Yeah. It's the equivalent of saying I want to be a professional basketball player.
Yeah, I think even worse. I think even worse.
Like, if you want to be Drake, it's the equivalent of saying I want to be Kobe.
Yeah, but the whole thing is like with Kobe, if it was up to matter of opinion, if Kobe was great, Kobe be, and technically he's still up to matter of opinion, because he's still ranked not even in the top 10 basketball players of all time. If you're not from California, you probably really don't think highly of Kobe Bryant.
Okay. Or Jordan. Or
yeah. Like, you're saying you want to be Michael Jordan, but there's no public opinion to 6 championships.
Got it.
Yeah. I think that I make music on par with anyone, but that's a matter of opinion.
Yeah.
And the whole thing is like, if Donald Trump can be president, of course Drake could be platinum. Like public opinion means what? You know what I mean? Like
Right.
these are the same people. A lot of the people that buy Drake albums are people who vote for Donald Trump. How much do you value their opinion? So like it's not, you know, it's even worse than saying trying to like beat Michael Jordan, because if you practice basketball every day, you're gonna be good. And even if you're not good,
Yeah.
you can go out and be respected in a pickup game.
Sure.
You know?
Sure.
But
what you feel like with music and hip hop, it's not the same.
no, man, it's a matter of opinion. Like I tell people all the time, it's the hardest job. If you go to McDonald's and you make the fries the right way, everybody that leaves McDonald's is happy. We can both go in and record a perfect album with the in the pocket with the best hooks. Blah 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 blah. If there was a science to this, it would. Dre would have come out with Detox 10 years ago. Diddy would have a hit every time. He wouldn't have a slump. Snoop would have hits all the time. So when I see people get in the studio like, this is how you make a hit record, you don't know. No one knows.
Right. Right.
Paul McCartney hasn't had a hit record in how long?
Yeah. Yeah.